Hey, look, if you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, AI is going to kill my business, it's the biggest threat that we've faced in the last, 30, 40 years, whatever. Look, I'm here to tell you that it's right. It's going to kill a lot of businesses if you don't use it correctly. However, I think that AI is going to level the playing field. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a service provider, and you're worried about AI, don't. I'm here to tell you that there are tools that we can use, and I've spent a career building these tools for people that are going to become more important now than ever before. And the main tool that you're going to use in order to use AI to build a marketing machine, it's going to be your brand position. The brand positioning, if done right, is going to become all of the inputs that you need to properly educate anybody who's going to be creating things with your brand, but especially AI. So I don't know if if you have had the opportunity to dive in, create custom GPTs, but that's what we've been doing over the last year and a half or so, is really figuring out how small businesses, service providers, are going to be able to use this new technology in order to strengthen their business. Now, one thing that you have to understand is, who is your ideal client? Who are those people, those main buyers that are interested in your product, in your service, that you can best connect to? Now, if you understand them completely and you get the messaging down so that you're highlighting their pains, fears, frustrations, you're answering those. You're recognizing their wants, needs, aspirations, and you do so in a way that seems very familiar to them, and you do that over time, you are going to be able to create messaging that resonates and it gets them to act. But it's also going to allow you to better differentiate your business so that you can stand out in the more and more ever crowded marketplace that all businesses are experiencing right now. So how do you do that? Well, look, it all starts with your brand position. There are a ton of tools, levers that we can pull, but we've broke it down into very actionable steps. There's 9 of them. Starts with the discovery, then we have to develop the brand position, and then we have to be able to put it out there into the world and declare what our new brand position is. But if we do it right, we are going to identify and communicate our unique competitive advantage. So why is this important to you? Well, you're probably feeling right now that you're blending in. More businesses are being started now than ever before. The noise that's out there is probably more noise than we have ever experienced in our lifetime. There's so much competition outside of your industry competition that's vying for the same eyeballs as you are. And we have to be able to stand out. But you're probably feeling like you're blending in and you're not standing out, or everybody is saying the same things within your particular market. I'm here to tell you that that's actually true. Most people are, and there's a way to mitigate all of that stuff, and it's through your position. You're also probably feeling like, my God, I'm competing on price more and more, and it seems to be like that's the only way that I can get customers in the door. Well, again, that's exactly what's happening, because you're not differentiated. You're not giving your customers a reason to choose you over the competition. Well, here's what you need to do in order to create a competitive advantage, in order to give your customers a reason to choose you. And I'm just going to break it down step by step, so bear with me. Step one, you have to analyze the competition. This is your direct competition. What are they saying? What are they doing? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What gaps are left in the overall market space for you to sort of go in and fill? The next thing that you have to do is, it's your classic SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. What are those things that are, what are the headwinds of the business? What are the tailwinds of the business? What are the things that we are doing really, really well that our competition just isn't? And I'm sure there's something that you offer that they don't, or that you have a unique process that solves the problem in a better way than what your competition is currently doing. From there, we need to identify who is that ICP, our ideal client profile. What are those things that make them tick? On a demographic level, who are these people? In a psychographic level, why are they in the market? Why are they searching right now? What are those emotional triggers that we can identify with, show empathy with, connect with them on a very emotional way to get them to notice us? Okay, that's everything that you need to do in discovery. Once we get that stuff done, you can move on to developing your brand position, your market position. What are the steps that you have to take in there? Well, you have to discover, what are your differentiators? What are those 3 to 5 things that make you unique, that make you special, that get people to notice you? What are those 3 to 5 things that your competition isn't doing? This is where we're filling those market gaps, those holes that are unique only to the business that you are building. From there, what is the personality? Now, this is kind of cool because we're bringing in a psychological element here. How can we, if we understand our ICP, our ideal client profile, how can we mirror them in our language, in the look and feel of our brand? How can we pick up some of their communication cues? How can we speak their language so that, not only are we different from the competition, but now we're building in some familiarity with the ICP. They're going to look at us, they're going to read our marketing materials, and they're going to say, man, this guy is like literally speaking my language, and I got to pay attention to this. Okay, from there, we go on to positioning the brand. Now, if we have our differentiators, if we have our personality, if we understand the market gaps that the competition is leaving, then we can go in and write things like our only statement, which says, I am the only business that solves this specific problem for this specific person. That is the most powerful statement that you will ever create, because that is your competitive advantage. We take that, it becomes the first sentence in your positioning statement. And then we have all of the tools that we need to properly go out and declare what our new brand is into the marketplace. So what do I mean by that? We subscribe to Simon Sinek's Start With Why. I think it's very important to develop and be able to not really develop, but uncover and articulate your purpose as a business, as a company. Your why statement. Why do you exist? Why do you do what you do? Like, this is how we're going to really be able to communicate our value and connect on a deeper emotional level to our ICP. So we develop things like the why statement, how we do what we do, and what is it that we actually do for our customers. From there, we have everything that we need to discover or write your brand story. Who's the hero in your story? We use the heroes framework. Who's the hero in your story? Thank you, Donald Miller. The hero in the story is our ICP. We are the guide that takes them on the journey of this transformation from, being in this place of hurt, of pain, to a better place. But we're the guide that's going to help them get there. And we can do that with our brand story. And then we're going to package everything up and we're going to put it into a document that allows you to, now that you have this foundation, this baseline, that's going to allow you to revisit it year over year to make sure that the health of your brand is good. But more importantly, this is going to allow you to be consistent. So these are the inputs that you need. It's that one document that contains all of this stuff becomes the inputs that you need, that is the baseline for your AI team to take over. And when I say team, I mean like specialized custom GPTs for them to take over and create materials that are responsible for your brand. So case in point, like it's going to pick up the tone of voice standards that we set, and it's going to, everything that it writes is going to be within your brand language. Now, everything with AI, right, is going to be about 85% there. And we're going to have to make sure that we are editors of this stuff. But it's going to be 85% there. It's super efficient. This is where it levels the playing field for small businesses. It allows us to take the same tools that large corporations have been using for decades, and it allows us to use it without the big price tag. It makes it accessible, and we can do that. But, it also can be used for human beings. So like if you have a team of people, outside help, or, if you rely on tools like Fiverr or Canva, like you can take this brand position, this foundational document, and use that to inform all of the things that are going to be creating the marketing outputs that you're going to use to attract your ideal clients. And it's a really powerful tool. I'd love to show you how it does it. If you're interested, click the link or whatever that's in the description here. If you like this type of content, this is what I'm going to be talking about on this channel. This is what I do talk about on this channel. Then subscribe. Follow along, and I'd love to hear what you think about all of this within the comments.